This week our travels take us here to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, high above the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. This picturesque little village was an important historical footnote in our nation's history and is also just about the halfway point on the Appalachian Trail. Let's explore Harpers Ferry.
All right, you guys have a good time.
A trip to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia is a history lesson and an RV adventure rolled into one. The little village, nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, was settled in 1733, right about the time many of this country's founding fathers were born. In fact, Thomas Jefferson visited here and noted the view from the meeting of the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers in his journal as one of the most stupendous scenes in nature. Hard to disagree. The raid on Harpers Ferry by abolitionist John Brown in 1959 is what really put the village on the map. That raid on the armory sowed the seeds that led to the start of the Civil War.
It was an important town, I guess, in the Civil War.
You'll run into quite a few visiting school groups who learn the history of the town by walking the streets and reading the area signs. How many times did this trade hands during the Civil War, Harpers Ferry?
Eight. Excellent.
Okay, and how do you guys know that?
We just read it.
Because they just read it. The village also just happens to be smack dab on the Appalachian Trail, at the confluence of the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers, so that means both great hiking and whitewater rafting just minutes away. Or if you just prefer to kick back with a good book, you can do that here too. In fact, there is an ideal spot on the back porch of the historic Hilltop House, high above the valley below. The century-old Stone Inn has been visited by the likes of Mark Twain, Alexander Graham Bell, Pearl S. Buck, and was a frequent host to President Woodrow Wilson. These days, the inn is also a favorite resting spot for hikers on the Appalachian Trail. So how far have you gone?
1,008 miles.
1,008 miles exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tell me about the backpacks you've got there.
Oh, mine's 45 pounds. That's 4 days of food in there, and just about everything I need.
And how much weight do you lose along the way?
I've lost right at 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Close to it.
And what do you eat as you hike?
I eat anything and everything I can.
Harpers Ferry is considered the psychological halfway point of the trail. Most hikers believe that if they've made it this far, they can make it to the finish in Maine. And you said that you retired in January. This is the first thing on your list to hike the Appalachian Trail. What's the next couple things on the list after this?
I'm going to rest for about 6 months.
And then what, go after the Great Wall of China?
No, I'm just going to spend time with my family.
Ah, well, good for you. The town of Harpers Ferry, below the hill, is filled with interesting restaurants and small shops, like Grape Expectations, featuring local crafts and products.
Harpers Ferry wine.
Harpers Ferry wine. Look at this.
He makes all sweet wines and has some fun labels for them.
Yeah, it's a very nice label. Blue Mystery, this one's called.
Blue Mystery is a sweet chamber.
The Herb Lady is another popular shop in town. They've been here in Harpers Ferry for 18 years, offering up an eclectic mix of collectibles, herbs, and some 30 potpourri scents.
It has just a mixture of different scents in it.
Mm-hmm. And
it's sort of a citrus.
Breath of Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Let me smell her. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Breath of Angels. Mm-hmm. Smell that. Yeah. RVers can take advantage of all the sights and history of Harpers Ferry by setting up camp at the beautiful KOA Campgrounds just outside of town. The park features 280 wooded sites and 40 cabins built around a Civil War battlefield.
We're more of a destination campground as opposed to an overnight campground. Folks are coming to spend the weekend or spend a week vacation and get away. But certainly the Civil War history is a draw as well.
Michael, this is fascinating because right here is a trench. It's actually on your property, a trench dating back to the Civil War, right?
That's correct. That's correct. This trench here represents the Battle of Sheridan Heights. Basically starts right here and goes a total of about 300 yards. Then it's hook-shaped, makes an L down at the end, and you can literally camp on both sides of it.
So the troops then would be down in this trench with the rifles, and they'd be protected by this berm here, and then the advancing troops would be coming up over this hill.
That's correct. That's correct. They would always try to be defending the high ground.
Yeah, well, this is just amazing. You've got history right on the campgrounds. The park is also filled with nice amenities like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a huge game room, and an indoor basketball court that we just couldn't resist.
Yeah, it came back. Just like that, too.
We ran into Craig Van Gogh at the campground. He has been RVing full-time with his wife for just over a year now. So any tips for RVers out there that are thinking of going full-timing?
You'll love it. Just plain love it. Give up the house, get on the road, and you'll love it.
And see the country.
See the country, man. It's a beautiful country.
In addition to all the activities on the property, the campground also offers river rafting packages for guests with the nearby river riders.
We work real closely and advertise with the KOA, which is about a mile and a half from us. We also provide a shuttle service to river riders from the KOA. A lot of people have their RV once they set up. If they don't have a car or something, just call down. They make a reservation, set up a time to be picked up. We go up and pick them up and bring them down. They do their activity and then we take them back.
We were hoping it would be sunshiny, but we were here and we had reservations, so we're doing it.
Terrific. And what interested you about river rafting?
We just wanted to see what it was like. It was something different, and we've not done much on the water before, so it was really just for a change of pace.
All right, you guys have a good time.
A scenic way to see yet another side of the historic area, and a nice conclusion to our visit to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia.